everyone. Okay, so I've pinned my hair back. It's freaking hot. I'm going to be doing my summer foundation routine. Basically what I use is Estee Lauder Double Wear Light, which is a light sort of sheer to medium coverage foundation. You can sort of build it up a little bit, and it's really long wearing, which is great because I live in Queensland in Australia and we have really a lot of humidity levels. Like average day lately has been like 60 to 70% humidity at least, and we've been having a bit of a heat wave. It's been like 36-40 degrees actually the other day in Ipswich, which is insane. I'm not in Ipswich, but I think where I was like 38 degrees, so it's very hot. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit. It's very hot. So yeah, basically to have a foundation that lasts through this weather is pretty important. What I use in winter is normally Revlon Color Stay, but also as I am 34 weeks pregnant now, so that's almost 8 months pregnant, I need something that's going to be really quick and easy for me to do when little Bubba is born. And the Revlon Color Stay is like a real full, you know, routine that's more for like going out, special things. I do use Maybelline Dream Matte Liquid Mousse Foundation, I think it's called. If I'm like running to the store and I don't want to use like a nice expensive foundation, I just throw that on. It sucks the controlling oil as I have like an really oily nose. Sort of oily-ish, like chin and my forehead. I'm out of breath. I have no lung capacity anymore. This is just great. Whew. Anyway, yeah, so I used the Maybelline Mousse one, and that's just really quick and easy to apply. It's like a nice, smooth, really liquidy foundation. You just blend in with your hands. It goes on great. I use my hands to apply this and this brush. It's a bit stained there, unfortunately. This brush. So, yeah, let's get started, I guess. I've already moisturized my face with some sunscreen. I've done a video on sunscreen of what I use. It's just a Nivea little face one. It's still the same one. And I've just primed my face with, what is it, Smashbox Photo Finish Light. I sort of vary with different primers. I haven't really found one that I stick with, so use whatever you really want to use. And obviously I'll let that each set into my skin, sink into my skin. Yeah, so basically I'm going to shake up the foundation a little bit. I don't think you have to, but I do anyway, just in case. Obviously start off with clean hands, and I have to go wash my hands. Okay, so I just washed my hands. I forgot to do that, so wash my hands now. Start off with clean hands because I will be using my hands to apply it with, and that's very important, especially if you have any breakouts. My skin at the moment is relatively like active breakout. It's clear of that. I have like one little dot there that's just sort of healed. It's just like a really slight red dot. Another one there, but basically my skin is clear, and it's just a bit uneven, so I just need to sort of smooth it out. So yes, let's get started. I'm going to be using a little bit of this just between my two fingers. That much. Little dollop. And you have to work fast with this because it does sort of set as well. So it's, yeah. So basically, I'm just looking at my mirror here. I put the least amount of foundation on my forehead because I sort of don't like that heavy. It sort of gets cakey a bit quickly up there. And if you have a lot of foundation, it looks really awful. Okay, so first layer down, it's basically evened out my complexion, but I still want a bit more coverage in certain areas. Like I didn't really put a lot of foundation around here, like my chin gets a little bit red. Obviously I'll be doing concealer under my eyes and around my nose, but yeah, around here it sort of is a little bit, I'm not sure, it's not really like scarring, sort of. I'm not sure quite what to call it. It's just basically acne marks, like red marks that sort of don't go away. So just taking a little bit more with a little dollop and putting it on the areas that I want to cover more of, and then taking the brush this time and sort of pattern. Always sort of blend down to your neck. Oh, I forgot to mention the color I'm using is Intensity 1. So that's like, I think, the lightest one. I'm very pale. That's why I've always had troubles with Clinique foundations. They're always really sort of yellowy orange on me, and they're always way too dark. I used to like use it when I was a teenager thinking, yeah, this works, great coverage, but it's like orange, it was awful. Didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, so basically, that's all done there. And then I go in with some concealer. And what I'm using for blemishes is my Studio Finish Concealer. This is NW15, just by MAC. I'm sure most of you have seen this. Taking my finger, make sure it's clean, don't dip it in too much because, you know, I'm not trying to do the rude finger, I didn't realize. Yeah. And then just sort of going over the spots that are small and you just want to make sure you conceal. And pretty much the key to making your foundation look good is to prep your skin properly. If you're doing an acne treatment, you will probably have some dryness, so look for a nice liquid foundation that will help sort of disguise that a bit. Unfortunately, there's not always so much that you can do. When I was using Proactiv, it started really drying out my forehead, so I didn't really notice it until I put foundation on, and then in the mirror it was just like flakes, like horrible. It was so awful, and I didn't realize until I went outside in the daylight. That's why it's always good to put your makeup on in the daylight. And I was sitting in the car and I was like, oh my god, my freaking forehead, it looks disgusting. And yeah, like if you have like a blemish that's healing, you know, you can get like a little sort of scab and it gets a little bit dry. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot you can really do to disguise that until you just have to wait for it to go away. So don't pack too much foundation onto that, because some people want to just cover, and then you end up just caking it on looks, and you end up actually drawing more attention to it. For under my eyes, I'm going to be taking Maybelline, what is it? Dream Mousse Concealer. That's the one there. And it's in light 01. So just taking a little bit of that on my hair. Okay, so I put concealer under my eyes and on a couple of spots. And to set the concealer under my eyes, I'm going to be using my MAC Prep and Prime powder. So just taking a little bit of that on my finger. Sort of look down into the mirror so you're not making more wrinkles underneath your eyes. You're applying it, make sure it's smooth. Don't breathe it in. Oh, that's sick. Okay, so that is my summer foundation routine. This is just to go out. Obviously, this is just the foundation and concealer part. I do contour, and I do sometimes set it with the powder. If I do, I use Clinique Invisible Matte powder. It's just a little compact like that. Yeah, so contour, blush, highlight, all of that stuff. Do my makeup, the eye makeup, and so, you know. But yeah, I'm more than happy to do an sort of everyday makeup routine that I've been doing for probably the last like month or so, because I don't really have enough time a lot of the time, or can't be bothered to do full eyeliner like I normally do. So this is just a nice one that still sort of makes your eyes look nice, but it's easier. Yeah, this makeup I wouldn't recommend setting under your eyes with the powder. because it does make sort of white casts, and you end up looking like a weirdo in every photo. Just like under your eyes you look a little bit so you can set it with another powder, just I wouldn't use that specific powder because it does sort of make your eyes look a little bit extra white. Yeah. So that's really simple routine. I hope this is helpful to someone out there, and I hope you have a lovely day wherever you are. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. I say yeah a lot. Bye guys.